Hey there, I'm Chelsea Jen, and thank you for joining me for another draw with me. Today, I'm going to be discussing 5 things that I've learned in 2022. Now, I wrote this list on the 31st of December, and it is now the 3rd of January, I think. And this might be posted either tomorrow or today, so we'll see. But yeah, this is just some personal advice to myself, and if anyone else out here decides to follow some of it, of course you are more than welcome, but just remember, I'm not a therapist or a psychologist of any kind. I don't know too much about the human brain or how people work, but I try. And if this advice doesn't apply to you, and if it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Just take everything with a grain of salt, and if you don't like what I'm saying, or you don't want to take the advice, just leave it and find something that works for you. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the list. So, my first one is a pretty heavy one. Sometimes, and more often than not, you are the problem. So, just a bit of backstory with this one. For a large majority of my childhood and teen years, I lived in an abusive household, which a sad amount of people can relate to. I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah, because I knew my circumstances were not normal and not right, and also not my fault, blaming others became really easy. In fact, it became a habit. And, during those times, it was fine because it was true, and I was right. It wasn't my fault that these things were happening in my life. But it gave me a very shift the blame mindset and outlook on life. So, skip forward to adulthood. Now it's like, oh my goodness, anything that happens in my life is not my fault, it's everyone else's fault. And that is not good. Because 1, it's not true. And 2, literally, I am responsible for my own life. So how is that a thing? Granted, there are circumstances that, can allow you to blame other people or allow you to blame a situation. Sure, stuff is out of your control. But when it comes to decision making and those kind of things, you can't really blame anyone else but yourself, because you put yourself there. And it's like that with a lot of things. It's your fault, unfortunately, and you are the problem. And it's not a nice thing to think about, but it can be true. It can be true. And yeah, it's not fun. But because recently I was on a trip with my parents, and over this year some big decisions happened where I would I blamed other people for the decisions that I made or for what was going on, and you realize that is not correct, because no one else can force you to do anything, really. And yeah, even speaking about it, I still have strong feelings. I'm like, wait, no, but actually, but you just need to remember to calm down and just remember that it's not other people's fault that you make poor choices. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. And it's not easy. It really isn't. It's quite difficult to come to terms with it, but in order to become better, I have to. So I would just like to thank my mom for always being straight with me, even if I don't like it and I become super sulky. And I'd like to thank my stepdad for also being straight with me, although trying to do it in a roundabout, much nicer way. Even though I become super sulky and stubborn. I'm so sorry, but thank you anyway. I'd like to thank my fiance for being straightforward with me, telling me when I'm wrong, but also being super forgiving and just, accepting of who I am. So thank you. I appreciate it a whole lot. So yeah, to all the people out there who love me and still stick around even when I can be awful, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah. And, sometimes it's great to have those people who can be honest with you because, like my dad said, you can't see yourself. You can't see yourself, so you need someone else to tell you when you're going a bit whack, a bit off the rails. So thanks to him and to everyone else previously mentioned. Anyway, number 2. I don't know how to transition from the previous one to this one, but actions speak louder than plans. Now I know that sounds kind of stupid because it's a play on words, but not a good play on words. But hear me out. So, there's a saying that says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Now this holds true in most things. So, if you're going to buy a house, you're going to plan which area you're going to buy a house in, if you're gonna stay there forever, if it doesn't need to be close to schools and a park, and for either your children or your pets. Is it a pet friendly area? Is it safe? Is it secure? How much is it? How are you gonna pay for it? Do you have enough money to pay for it at this stage? And all those things. Do you have a good credit score? Blah 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 blah. Whole bunch of stuff to consider. Things to plan for. You should do that still. This advice does not, counteract that advice because they don't relate to each other. However, this is for me and for others who have a million plans and say they're going to do a lot of things and tell everyone about the things that they're going to do and then just never do them. This is for us. Sometimes it is better just to start a thing than to plan for it and expect things to be perfect. For example, are you a creative, an artist, a crafter? Do you want to start a small business? Well, look no further than social media and post that you're selling artworks, doing commissions, selling your crafts. You don't have to have a perfect brand or a theme or anything. You don't have to have all your values in place yet. You can just do it. You can just start. Is it going to be slow? Yes. But, you're going to make stuff anyway. You might as well just advertise that you're selling it. Or selling your services or whatever it is that you're trying to do. It doesn't have to be a business. It could be working out. It could be, There's a bunch of things. That can relate to. For me personally, it's a lot of studying. It's doing research. It's writing stuff. It's making these videos. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to start sometimes. So yeah, that's the advice. Sometimes it's better to just do than it is to plan. And that's what I want to try and do in this year coming. And then we move on to number 3. This is once again something that's a bit more personal. It kind of relates back to number 1, but I want to be kinder to the ones who have gotten the worst of me. My parents, my partner, close friends, family, all those people who have seen me at my worst deserve a little bit of extra kindness, I think, because they are the ones that stick around. And unfortunately, as human beings, we tend not to show the worst of us, the worst of ourselves, to strangers or to acquaintances. Those people get the nicest version of us to some degree. They get our most pleasant selves, our most, the friendliest version of us. While the people closest to us sometimes get the brunt of all the horrible things that are going on in our lives, and that's not great, and it's terrible. I know I've been a person to do this, and I've seen other people do this to people that they love, and it's not right. There's a plane going over. If you can hear that, I apologize. But yeah, so this year coming, I want to try my best to be nicer to the people who are closest to me and be kinder to them, because they deserve way more of my kindness than anyone else, really. So yeah, that's my little tidbit number 3. Number 4, drink your pills. Just drink your pills. That's it. That's the advice. There's no excuses. Just drink them. Do you need to take pills? Is there anything that you need to drink? Any meds? Just take them. Number 5. Get out of your comfort zone. I don't like this piece of advice. I don't like that I've learned this, because I like my comfort zone. I like it a lot. It is extremely cozy and comfortable. I never want to leave because it is one of the best places to be. I know exactly what's going on in my comfort zone, and I love that. But when I do leave my comfort zone, on the rare, very rare and often forced occasion, I learn new things about myself, and a lot of the time that's a really good thing. So yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I gotta get out of my comfort zone more often, and chances are so do you. For this year, I wanna do the things that I think I'll hate, and if I'm right, I can leave or I can stop doing those things. But if I'm wrong, then boom, new skill, hobby, relationship, career, interest unlocked. Amazing. But yeah, those are the 5 things I've learned and the things I want to carry into this year with me. So yeah, next year is going to bring about a lot of stuff. A lot of things are going to happen again, naturally, as all years do. And as life goes on, things happen, good or bad, and they come together, unfortunately. But yeah, it's coming. And I don't know, recently I've learned that people have a word for the year. Instead of like a New Year's resolution, they have a word for the year. So my word for the year is going to be action. So take action with my plans and ideas. Be actively kinder and more considerate. Take action outside of my comfort zone. And actively break the cycle of trauma. So, to myself and to everyone else out there listening, I hope you have a very active 2023. And thank you for listening and for being here with me again. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And if you would like to, maybe comment down below what you've learned in 2022. Maybe what's your word for 2023. And I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful day.